Hey friends, Kevin here, and today we're going to talk about how you figure out how high to build your bed frame when you're doing a minivan or cargo van conversion. And I've touched on this in some other videos, but we're going to get into this step by step of how to figure out how to make the bed height that's going to work for you. So let's get to it. Now again, this is going to apply whether you have a minivan, a cargo van, full-size van, whatever it is that you're going to use to camp, that you're going to take the seats out, these middle row seats and back row seats, you're going to remove and you're going to build a bed frame of some type in its place. Now, if you've seen other videos I've done, we've talked about why I wanted this at a certain height. Because when you're laying in the bed at night, if you build this thing too high, you're not going to be able to sit up in bed. And I see these builds all the time that people do, and it looks all cute where they've got this mass amount of storage under their beds, and you see them, you know, they've got this much space, and you see them with the hatch open, and they're laying on their bed with their big smile. Trust me, that works during the day if you're lying on your bed looking out at the ocean. It doesn't work when it's nighttime. It's not going to work if you're out doing this as we go into winter time when it gets dark at 5:20 p.m. and you're going to be stuck in that van for 14 hours at night. It's not going to work. And I have run into and talked to so many people on the road that their comment was they've looked at mine and they've talked about theirs, and it's like, man, the thing I did wrong, I wish I'd built my bed lower. But we all talk about in these videos higher and lower for where to build these bed frames, but I'm going to get into exactly how to figure that out because it's actually pretty easy and it'll make sense to you. And again, this is a personal choice. If you want all that giant amount of storage space, and you don't think you're going to mind, you know, this is your mattress and this is the ceiling and this is all the space you're going to have. A few younger people may be able to get by with it, but I can tell you the ones as we get a little age on us, we don't want that. You know, you're going to have bad weather to deal with. You're going to have waking up in the middle of the night sometimes. And it's going to be horrible if you cannot even sit up in your bed because you don't have enough room. So this is why I recommend to everyone starting out that they get this bed height low and low enough that they can sit up in bed in the middle of the night. And yes, it's a trade-off. The fact is, with any of these minivans, cargo vans, camper vans that we're doing, we really don't have to have a bed frame at all. You can throw your sleeping bag on the floor. If you have a big foam mattress, like I have and most people use, or an inflatable mattress or whatever, you could simply throw it on the floor. The only reason we do a bed frame at all is to be able to have additional storage space. By having that bed frame, that allows us to put things under the bed, because storage space is at a premium anytime you're trying to do van life or you're trying to vacation travel in a van. So once you understand that the only reason for having a bed frame at all is to simply give you some storage space, this will start to make a lot more sense. Now, everybody likes the exceptions to the rule, and here's the exceptions to the rule. Maybe you have a full-size van that's already been converted and has a high top. Then you have a few extra 6 or 8 inches of space to work with. But the fact is, most of us don't. Most of us have a regular height van that we're having to deal with. But what you want to do, if you have your middle row seats already in the van and you haven't removed them yet, then it's going to be easy to take the measurement. If you've already pulled your seats out, then you need to go and wherever your seat is, your middle row seat, and get it. And what I want you to do is just sit in that seat. Stick it back in your van. You don't have to bolt it down, but I want you to sit down in that seat. And you'll see with you sitting in that seat, you're probably going to have a few inches of headroom. It may be 3 inches, it may be 6 inches. This is what you're going to have to work with. And if that works for you as it is, sitting in the seat as it was designed, then all you're going to do is take a tape measure and you're going to measure from the top of that seat cushion down to the floor. And you're going to find out that that thing's not as high as you probably in your head think it is. It's probably going to be from the top of that seat cushion you're sitting on to the floor is only going to be 14 or 15 inches. And this is the reason I want you to do the middle row seat and not one of the front seats, either the driver's seat or the passenger seat, because a lot of times those will have adjustments to be able to go up and down, and that's going to throw your measurements off. This is why you want to use your middle row seat to figure this out. So let's say from the top of that cushion down to the floor of your van, you had 14 inches of space, 14 inches of height. That is now what you are going to be dealing with for your bed build in order to still be able to sit on that bed and sit up in that bed at night, and to use that bed and with your sliding doors and to be able to sit on the bed and still sit up and do all of these things. What you're going to have to keep in mind from there is what kind of mattress you're going to use, and you need to know this before you start building your bed frame. Are you going to be using just a sleeping bag or some type of pad that's not very thick, 1.5 inches thick, inch thick? Are you going to be using one of those big foam mattresses like I use? Because those come in different thicknesses. You can get them 3 inches, 4 inches, 6 inches. So in the case of mine, I have 4-inch thick mattresses. Since my measurement was only 14 inches to begin with, by the time I take and account for that 4 inches of that mattress, that only leaves me with 10 inches. That means I can only build that bed frame 10 inches off the floor. It's that simple. That's what your measurement is going to be. And then you're going to find crates or boxes or whatever works for you that will fit in to that space, that limited amount of space. But that is still storage. And if you do it right, that's all the storage you need. If you've seen some of the other videos on this channel, you'll see what I carry and what I don't and what has worked for us when I'm traveling solo. And even times there's been 2 of us that have gone across the country in this minivan. So I hope I made this clear. If you have any questions, definitely put them down in the comment section below, and I'll try to explain it a little better, answer whatever question you have, whatever I can do to help you out. But take the seat that came with the van, your middle row seat. Take the seat that came with your van, measure from the top of the seat cushion to the floor. That is the space you have to work with. If you stay with that dimension, when you build your bed, it is going to be perfect. It is going to do what you want it to do. And that is allow you to be comfortable. Allow you to be able to sleep without having your nose stuck up to the ceiling. Allow you to be able to sit up in bed at night. Allow you to be able to turn over. Because I'm telling you, I've seen people do these bed builds and they look awful impressive in these videos. But if you look at it, they have to lie on their backs at night. All night. They can't even turn over on their side because they don't have enough room. They built their bed so high they can't even turn over. I guarantee you that may look good while they're sitting in their driveway. Again, it may look nice when they're showing you that first shot there at the beach or the mountain. It's not going to work night after night after night. If you're wondering what to watch next, if you click on the Budget Travel Guy word there in the description, it'll take you over to the channel page. And I'm working on laying these videos out in categories that will make more sense to you. So if you're interested in the minivan build, you'll see some videos. If you're interested in places we've traveled to, you'll see that is a category. If you're interested in the road trek specific big van stuff, you'll see videos for that. And that will make it easier for you to find the content that you want to see that will help you plan for your adventures. Always let me know down in the comment section what I can do, what I can make a video on that may help you out, and we'll talk soon.